When a researcher is conducting research, he or she aims to bridging the gap. It is a research question that has been brought up due to a reoccurring problem in the society. Number one, it's a missing element in the existing literature, and it is the gap that you fill with your research approach. So this is the research gap, and how can we get this? How will we identify research gap? This is very important. So from future research directives, if you take any article in the if it is published in a very good journal, then you will find end of the article, you will find they have given a recommendation, future research directives. So there you will find what based on the limitation of their study, what they have recommended as future research directives. You can get you can get the gap from there as well. Second is literature review, systematic literature review. You can get from there. Meta-analysis. I shall explain. If I actually synthesizing of whole in a systematic way all the literature in quantitative study. When we review the literature, that is called the meta-analysis. So that it is a systematic way to analyze the existing literature, that is called for quantitative information, that called meta-analysis. Then conflict in findings. Conflict in findings means in one study they got significant positive relationship. In another study, in somewhere else, they got negative relationship. So there is conflict between the findings. So you can say, in your case, in your context, what is the actual scenario? What is the actual what is happening in your industrial context? So that you need to you can make a gap from conflict in findings. Conflict in methodology. Conflict in methodology means if somebody they have taken their methodology in the case of considering the population. Suppose they have studied in the area of Chittagong. They did not consider in Dhaka or in any other area, or sampling technique. They use the convenience sampling. Suppose or you can say they used they collected only 300 samples. That is not sufficient in your case. So in different inadequate sample, it might be lagging in methodology. Suppose they used the first generation data analysis tool, and in non-random sampling been used. So you can use the system, random sampling, probability random sampling you can use. So there might be a lot of laggings in methodology. So you can consider that is the gap. And contextual gap. Contextual gap means suppose this study is been done in leather industry. This is not been studied in tourism industry. So that is called the contextual gap. Theoretical gap. Suppose some studies been done in using this theory. But what the latest theory comes, nobody work on that based on that theory. So there might be some theoretical gap. And up to date is also a research gap. Suppose one a study already been done in a particular area in your context, but it is done 20 years back, 15 years back. The now after 15 years or 20 years, a lot of variables are changes. The as With the changes of time, the you can say the phenomena has changed. So you need to if it is very world, you can study that is also a gap. You can show it is a gap that this study has been done 20 years before. So what is the current scenario now, that for which for that purpose we can conduct this study. So these are the how we can get the gap from existing literature. Research gap findings process.
Hello, I
Yes,
am
please.
disturbing you.
Yes,
Can we
please.
give a little break? That means 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes
As
break
uh,
is okay, I think.
as you were talking for a long time, I should taking
Let's see how much is left. Oh, no. It is better actually. I am experienced. Most of the cases I start from 9 to 7 p.m. Actually, I
okay.
have
So what is the opinion of the participants? Should we give?
no. I can only few are left. Only few. Then I can. I shall take it. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 slides is left. I think I can finish. Then I can do the answer. Yeah, question answer session
Okay.
from
That's
our.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, continue.
Okay, only another 5, 6 slides is there.
Okay.
After
Okay.
that, we can do question and answer session. In that case, I will not be any difficulties, inshallah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Research gaps findings process. Mixed previous empirical results. Suppose in one result is come positive, another result another study showed the negative relationship. Suppose in one study it was significant, in another study it was insignificant. So in that case, you can show it as a gap. Okay, that is called empirical results gap. And conflicts in theoretical approach. Suppose one researcher used this theory, suppose social actions theory. Another study has been done in same area, but using the organizational citizenship behavior. Another study done on based on you can say our resource based theory. So if different theories been used, then you can use another theory. What is these are the different theories, and their results comes in this way. So I want to put another theory to observe the same yeah, same phenomena, what is happening there, by using another theory. So conflicts in theory, conflicts in empirical methods. Empirical methods mean statistical results. What the results came. So some hypotheses may be significant, not significant. Based on that, you can, if is there, in some studies they find non-significant. So maybe in your study you might get the significant relationship in your case, because the phenomena is changing industry to industry, country to country, and area, based on the area it varies. So that's why. Then arbitrage between literature, then complex limited previous results, conflicts, and arbitrage. So research gaps, these are the way we find the gaps. So how to write the gaps? You please read it. See, SC means social compliance and EP means employee productivity. Social compliance and employee productivity issues are examined satisfactorily in developed countries and also several developing nations, but no research is available that pursues to discourse this problem from the perspective of Bangladesh. See, and these gaps already finding by somebody else. You have to use this as your reference. You find this, no, somebody already talked about this, and existing literature, they are recommended that there is a gap there. You have to find that one. You have to use the reference as well. Okay. Then Alam and Elias, in their study, started that further studies are needed to study the relationship between social compliance and employee work motivation, as there are limited studies investigating the relationship between two variables in the context of RMG industry of Bangladesh. How to write, how to identify the research gaps. There are rigorous study needed to employee work motivation and employee productivity, as there is a big scope to improve productivity by motivating the employees of RMG industry of Bangladesh. So how to write the research gap. For the PhD level, minimum 4-5 gaps should be there. For any article, you must have 1 or 2 gaps that need to fulfill, because article is a short study. That's why minimum 1 or 2 gaps must be there. But in the case of masters, 2, 3, 4, and minus 6, 7, or 4, 5 for in the case of PhD, the gaps should be there. Now we come to the conceptual framework. A conceptual framework is used in research to outline the possible courses of action or to present a preferred approach to an idea or thought.